Well, I warned you a couple of weeks ago, the new Mitsubishi Galant looks very much like the 5 Series BMW. When we saw it on the show stand at the Amsterdam Motor Show, we commented then on its similarity with the German car, and actually on the flesh, on the road, it looks even more like a 5 Series BMW, particularly from the rear end. But this car is as safe as houses. You cannot go wrong with the new Mitsubishi Galant. Already, before it's even gone on sale, it doesn't actually hit the streets or hit the showrooms until April the 2nd, but already it's been hailed as the most cost-effective car in its class. The other thing you've got to remember about all Mitsubishis is that they come with 3-year unlimited mileage warranties. That means that if you're a very, very high mileage driver, if you're crazy enough to want to do, I don't know, 100,000 miles a year, you can buy this car, run it for 100,000 miles in the first year, the second year and third year of ownership, and it will still be under warranty regardless of the mileage you do. And that is a pretty amazing warranty package, let me tell you. If you're still not convinced about the Mitsubishi product, let's also remind you of that recent survey that was produced by Lex, who run and sell a huge number of vehicles in Britain. They've been looking at various cars on the market, and they conclude through their experience that there's nothing more reliable on the market than a Mitsubishi. I mean, we're talking about this car beating the likes of Mercedes and BMW in terms of reliability. The independents say that this is the cheapest car to run. The independents say that there is no more reliable car. And I, another independent if you like, say that the 3-year unlimited mileage Mitsubishi warranty package is just about the best in the business. And the other good news is this new Galant is coming on sale onto the British market at about £1,000 less than the model it replaces. So we've got a far better car, far more safety features, far more modern than its predecessor, for less money than the previous generation Galant. Well, actually, the estate version of the Mitsubishi Galant is not unlike Ginny Buckley in that it's got quite a nice rear end. But it does, sorry Ginny, but it does have one problem, and that's the little matter of the badge. Now, the reliability surveys show that there is no better badge. The whole life cost surveys show that there are very few marques that can compete with this badge. The warranty surveys show that this badge is probably top of the tree. But Mitsubishi's problem is this: how do they convince the buyer that's obsessed with badging, with labels, that he should steer clear of his BMW 5 Series Touring, that he should steer clear of his Mercedes and go for this Mitsubishi badge instead? My fear is that as good as the Galant is, people with this sort of money to spare are as keen on the badge as the car itself. There's only one thing that worries me about this car, and that's its long-term future. Yes, for the first 3 years, it's a safe bet. There is no safer bet. But after that 3 years, what happens to a car like this? How many old Mitsubishis do you see on the road? How many people do you know that want to buy an old Mitsubishi? With things like Mercedes and BMWs, it's a different story altogether. So if you're thinking short-term, maybe for the first 2 or 3 years of this car's life, you can't go wrong. If you're thinking long-term, if you're thinking of hanging on to a car for 6, 7 years, I'd go for German engineering rather than Japanese. Well, I don't know if you can pick up that engine note. What you're listening to is the sound of a Mitsubishi V6 engine being driven virtually flat out as we accelerate away from that slip road. Very, very smooth indeed, silky smooth, sewing machine-like engine beneath the bonnet of the new Galant. We're driving the estate version at the moment as we go over some very bumpy road surface. And it's sheer opulence really, leather upholstery, got a bit of wood on the dashboard as well, which I'm never very sure about. Wood interiors in Japanese cars don't go for me, but beautifully clear and very precise instrument layout, and really you couldn't ask for more. I'm not sure that you get the feeling that you're in a car that costs this much money. This is well over 20 grand, this version we're in at the moment. And well equipped though it is, great engine though it's got, it's an awful lot of money. But it's the sort of car that really inspires confidence. It's the sort of car that you'd climb into. I could happily drive for the rest of the day and the rest of the weekend across Europe in this car. It's a sort of cruise missile, if you like, a cross-country tourer, and with the acres of baggage space you've got in the back, the perfect family car, really. Well, we're joined by David Miles, the Public Affairs Manager for Mitsubishi. David, we've gone all through the spec of the car, the prices, etc. Let's come back though to this question of warranties, because I think it's fair to say that Mitsubishi pioneered the 3-year unlimited mileage warranty. Other people have come in with similar schemes. Now we've got Vauxhall coming in with a 3-year warranty of sorts. How are you going to respond to all these other companies copying what you started?
Well, yes, it's a good compliment, isn't it, really?
Yeah.
No, we started the 3-year warranty, unlimited mileage, and a lot of manufacturers now have a 3-year limited mileage warranty. Some are not transferable, ours are. But it's what we do is we cover the whole range, and I believe Vauxhall, or maybe half their range, is now covered. There's certainly no plans at this stage to extend the warranty. 3 years unlimited mileage we think is fair, and still is probably the best warranty in the business.
In America, for example, though, they do extend the warranties, don't they? I believe that some people have gone to 5 years. I mean, that must have been something you've discussed at Mitsubishi.
We look at market forces and see whether we need to respond to it. The difference with Mitsubishi, of course, is it is a worldwide manufacturer and it is a worldwide warranty. So it's really down for Mitsubishi in Japan to make that decision.
Okay. Now, changing the subject slightly, what you've done on the Charisma, the Dutch-built car, the mid-size car in the Mitsubishi range, you've offered free servicing on that. Now how does that scheme work?
Well, that's 3 years free servicing or 30,000 miles. And the reason we've done that, it's driven by market forces in that sector, upper medium. We sell a lot of those vehicles now into the fleet, company car market, user-chooser market. And that is really responding to what everybody else is doing in that market sector. For Galant is an entirely different proposition. And as you say, we haven't launched the car yet. We obviously need to take it on board, but it's not something we plan at the present moment.